1-1, would you say that's fair or an unfair for the first half?
I'd say it's unfair. I think Peterborough could have had a 2-0 lead after 20 minutes. I think Colchester very lucky to be at 1-1, to be honest.
Yeah, that was, I think there's a take from the fans when I was just down there, and I think from the guys up here as well. It's done a 1-1-12. What is that? How many seasons have you been coming to Lower Road?
I started coming up when I was 8 years old, so 55 now, so it's about 47. But as I played for years, you know, I have to take sort of the equivalent of about 15 to 20 years out of that. But fortunately, when I played a lot of my football, Colchester used to play on Friday nights, so maybe I had a few more years back into it. A long time.
Yeah, so you've been coming down there must seem lots of different things happened down there in that time, different leagues, different teams turning up. What's your favourite memories from Lower Road?
I think the favourite memory would have to be the Leeds game for me, because I followed that cup run all the way through every single game, even Barnet away when the game was actually postponed that day, and then back again to see the game the next Wednesday, I think it was. So I followed it all the way through, and going also to Rochdale for the away game, and we were actually losing 3-1 there with 8 minutes to go, but I thought we'd draw because we just attacked and attacked, so that led to a 3-3 draw, a 5-0 replay win against Rochdale here, and then playing Leeds, who were at that time the strongest club side in Europe.
That was quite an amazing game. I know Godfrey's not got his headphones on now, but if you ever listen back to the commentary of Hospital Radio from the Leeds game, if you ever listen to that, you'll hear Godfrey having absolutely no words left other than saying the ball's in the net, it's in the net, that's all he could say. Is in shock, wasn't you, Godfrey?
I'm afraid that was couldn't edit it in those days, so that's there forever. We got 3 for the price of 1. Still copies available of the CD, all the profits to Hospital Radio.
Yes.
Available at the shop, and from me personally.
Very smooth, Godfrey. We're in there very nicely. Other than your favourite memories, what's your favourite player to have graced Lower Road?
I'd be biased here actually, because he's actually a very good friend of mine now. He's someone who was actually called by a national newspaper back in the early 60s, the Goal Kid. Bobby Hunt was the best striker I've ever seen here. Never seen anything anywhere near him since. He could head balls in, he could sort of volley, half volley, left foot, right foot, any angle he could take it in the box. Just absolutely dynamic. And had it not have been perhaps for the injuries it sustained later on in his career, when he did actually play in the First Division, and he played against the likes of Jimmy Greaves and Dennis Lewin and George Best. You know, he may have gone on to play for England. He was that good.
But whereabouts in the ground do you stand, and how long have you been there, and which other parts of the ground have you been to?
My favourite place I ever stood in the ground was behind the goal at Lower Road, when it was known as Lower Road End, and it was about 1968 and 1969. When it became a bit of a cult thing. There was about 200 to 250 of us. They were all just out of school, probably as 16-year-olds. And there was a great kind of feeling, a great kind of energy between the people. All the schools of Monkwick, St Helena's, all the schools, all the kids got together. You know, we're all between about 15, 16 and 20. So that was my favourite time. I've also stood on the bar side, I've stood on Terrace 3, I've stood on Terrace 4. Also stood at what was the clock end as well. So I stood in most places.
Yeah, one place you wouldn't have stood was under the ground, but that's something that you might be looking at with Ray's writing for a television programme. Something under the ground that you're looking for.
No, it was actually writing for my own film. I started making the film, I wrote the beginnings to it in August, and I've been researching it ever since we filmed up here. But I've written a scene where 2 little children wake up from a dream and actually sleepwalk to Lower Road, and end up actually finding a secret door which leads to an underground corridor, which then leads to an underground kind of basement room where there's a custodian of Colchester folklore and history. So that's what I'm working on at the moment. You know, lots of old photographs and interviews and possibly old radios and things.
That's something interesting to look out for.
The film's actually going to be released as a DVD and sold through the club. It's going to be released hopefully about September 2008. Title's made in Colchester, and it's also featuring a music soundtrack by a Colchester-based group, Absent Kid. I already, a few months ago, decided to have music in the film, and Absent Kid would have featured, but when I actually heard their new music for a couple of months ago, it made me want to use almost all of it. Well, I will be using exclusively Absent Kid music, which will be synchronised into the visual imagery we were shooting. And there's not much football in the film, to be honest. You know, it's lots of other aspects, but I want to make it interesting for people.
What will you miss most about Lower Road when we move to the new ground?
I just miss everything about it, everything. You know, I miss all the memories of it, I suppose. You know, I mean, you always have the memories still, but I came here, you know, so as an 8-year-old kid, and it just had a kind of a magic about it, just seeing the blue and white stripes and then white shorts, and I wish they wore them then to keep the classic kit. But it makes such an impact on you when you're a small child, I think, and in today's, the kids now that are in the family enclosure, I'm sure they have the same kind of magic. But I'll miss everything about it. But time moves on, and maybe, if I could see a view like I'm looking at today in the new ground, it might well be a bonus in the new stadium, because this is a great view up here.
Yeah, hopefully the new ground does bring good fortunes and luck for Colchester. We'll say thank you very much, Ray, for taking part in the interview today.
Thanks for asking me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And also, as I say, the central defence, they just don't really work too well together, I'm afraid. Maybe individually they're okay, but obviously now, today I can see how much we desperately miss someone like Wayne Brown. We desperately miss someone like that.
We always knew we would.
Yeah.
Because he'll be back here, won't he, maybe, in a couple of weeks' time.
But I have to say, I'm not normally critical, but that was an absolutely terrible footballing performance.
But that's obviously...
Good luck to Peterborough. Peterborough came, they played good football. But, looking at that today, I can't see any way that Colchester could stay in, the Championship. If that's what they're going to be doing for the rest of the season, I just can't see it. And it shocked me today. It's absolutely shocked me.
Well, that's a very important observation, and it puts double pressure on Geraint Williams, because he's an intelligent guy. He must feel exactly the same situation as the client. He doesn't quite know what to do about it. We're coming very, very close to the end. Thanks very much for your interview, Ray, and best of luck for the rest of the work on the film. We shall speak to you again later, I'm quite sure.
Thanks very much.
But yet again, Colchester 1, Peterborough 3. Over to you, Goffey, to finish off. It's goodbye from me.
We live for another day, and that other day is the very next match. Who knows? Until then, very best wishes to you all. Bye-bye.